that long day behind you. Good times lie ahead. With company worth keeping. That'll bash a smile on your head. Come on in. The doors open. You'll find just the finest folks here. Pull up a chair. Grab a drink. Lend us stories your ear. Cause we're gonna talk at the tavern. Here you're always welcome. The talk at the tavern. Promising beer and bedlam. The talk at the tavern. Music, medicine, then some. The talk at the tavern. The song's over. Here we come.
Welcome to the Tavern. We'll get to the topic in discussion in just a moment. Just want to let everybody know this is an adult show with adult topics, adult humor, and in other words, we drink, we smoke, we swear, and we laugh at things we probably shouldn't. But we do it together. For those listening to the podcast, we record the podcast on our live stream at twitch.tv/Travis Tavern Talk and have a live interactive chat audience. You might hear the sound of the bell, and that means I want to interrupt somebody to read a question or comment. For those on the live stream, we won't read off everything you put in chat, but we'll try to get to the most relevant or the most amusing, but hopefully some combination of the both. Now, while we introduce ourselves, go ahead and let us know what your vices are tonight.
Okay, and welcome to the tavern. Apparently our bot decided to wrap that whole thing through. I'm Travis Sivard, author of some great series and great books such as Silver and Smith and Doppelganger's Gate. Make sure you check that out. Came out on July 1st, and I'm loving the public response to that. My vices tonight are this stuff. What is that? Tin Cup Rye Whiskey. Very good, very smooth, very nice. And also a Amazonia Brasilia cigar, a big fat stogie. And now let's introduce the lady of the tavern first, and then she'll pass it on to someone afterwards. Andrea.
Hi, Andrea in the chat here, and my vice tonight is Hardee's. Yay, fast food.
What do you have?
Chicken sandwich. It was good.
Better than
I was
McDonald's?
hungry. So, what?
Was it better than McDonald's?
I think so.
Better than Chick-fil-A?
I'd have to say yes. No.
No.
Okay.
No.
What about
No.
better than... Oh, Popeyes. That's who else brags.
I haven't had Popeyes in a while, so I don't know. I have to compare.
Okay.
Well, so the other lady of the tavern tonight. What are your vices? Sorry.
I wasn't ready.
I'm sorry.
My name is Crystal Wood. I am an author and a YouTuber. Not necessarily a well-known author yet because I haven't published anything under my own name, but you can find my YouTube channel at bit.ly/writinghappyhour.com or Schnikes. I don't think that's right. I can't remember what the...
bit.ly/writing happy hour. That's bit.ly/writing happy hour.
And there you will
Okay.
find me interviewing authors over drinks. So I give authors alcohol and then ask them questions, and it's hilarious. My vices tonight are... I swear I'm not smoking pot, even though I live in California. I have red gummy bear hookah going in the back over here, and I have a rum and coke. And Ed, take it away, please.
So you give authors alcohol. Damn, I gotta write something. Hey people, it's me, Ed. I'm drinking yeah, it's a rosé. I don't know what kind it is, but I'm drinking the shit. Have a good evening.
Is it Carlos and Rossi?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no. Shit happens, y'all. By the way, you realize
Indeed.
the tavern bot has that as a quote, and every once in a while Cogsy says to quote the great Ed, shit happens, y'all.
It does. It does.
Okay, none of the
What are we
chatter.
talking about?
We're gonna talk about making a dream home, but first we have to do a toast, as Andrea is
Oh, yeah, let's
pointedly
do that.
reminding me. So we're gonna have the double quote. Well, we're gonna get the quote from Cogsley. Let's see what he says. Oh, there we go. Do not wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you have at your command, and better tools will be found as you go along. George Herbert. That's a great quote. What I'm going to say is when
Hell
making your
yeah.
dream home, until you can make your dream home, make your current home your dream.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The one you with.
At least that other show you were on the other day there, Crystal.
It all
Yeah.
ties together.
Love the one you with.
It is very important. And you know what? Let's start right there, because we could talk about all the crazy shit, incredible shit, dull shit, finishes and whatnot we want. But my current home, which is not the home I want, but I've done every room in different themes. So my bedroom is very calming, soothing, and relaxing and simple. My living room is entertainment. My kitchen is done like a space diner with art that I did myself using spray paint like New York City street corner people. And my office has superhero stuff and a cityscape and my pops and my pipes. Andrea's, you could see it behind her there. I have made, with what I have, using the tools I have at my command, a home I love coming home to.
Mhm.
I have filled it with cats that make me happy. I have filled it with Andrea. I have filled Andrea in my home. That's a different story altogether.
And you filled Andrea.
Yes, twice
Oh.
apparently. At least.
Damn.
I mean, since I moved in. Anyhow. So let's talk about our current home and how you take your current home and make it a dream home. And then we'll switch over to, if you had all the money you want, what would you have in your dream home? Who wants to jump in on this? Andrea.
Okay. So, how is my home, my current home, something I love? Well, I have people I like in it. I've gotten rid of the ones that I don't want to live with. So the kids are out of the house. Have cats, have Travis. So that's the main thing I think is, and that's one. If you don't like who you're stuck in the house with, maybe that should change.
Yeah,
So what I understand is you only want Travis and Pussy in your house.
here.
Well,
I'll
you
drink to
too,
that.
Ed.
Ed can be a pussycat.
Mm.
According to the polyamory episode, he'll be whatever you need.
Whatever you want me to be.
I'll be your wingman in my own house. How messed up or awesome is that?
Okay.
It's awesome. I don't think that's any kind of messed up. That's just awesome.
So, Crystal, what about you? Current home.
Well, I have an odd idea of home because my parents moved a lot. We lived in a lot of different houses all over the West Coast and the South, just everywhere. So I got very used to people coming and going from my life, not because of any any reason other than the fact that we moved. And so I got used to people being an impermanent thing without it necessarily being that you had a falling out or anything.
Right.
And so home was just kind of always where I kept my stuff. No matter where I went, I knew I had my stuff. I had very particular toys that I liked as a child, or as a teenager, I had my writing stuff and my books.
Nice.
And so wherever my books are, that's where home is for me.
So, as an
And I
adult,
have books.
how do you make your house into a home?
Oh man. Well, I think I'm gonna go with what Andrea said, and it's all about the people that you live with.
First and
And
foremost.
everything else, all the things that get put in your home are wonderful. They're decoration, but if everything burns down tomorrow, you still have the people in your life, and that's what counts. So
True story.
think about what you would grab in a fire, and that is what actually makes your home.
My guns.
For those that didn't hear, Ed said, "My guns." By the way, Ed, we have to talk about that because we need to get together and do the thing. Anyhow,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Ed, for you, I've been to Ed's home many, many times, and it's very much Ed and Teresa.
Mm. Mm.
So,
What does that mean?
yeah, exactly.
Mm.
That's what I want you to say, Ed, without me going into it. How have you changed your whole environment to be part of you, an extension of you?
We both want that little cabin in the woods feeling.
Without the horror flick,
Someplace. Hmm?
without the horror flick edition?
Well, no, not the horror flick edition, but someplace you feel comfortable coming in and just kicking off your shoes or taking off your clothes. We're nudists, so you can take off your clothes too if you want to. Don't care. And just going and relaxing. Don't worry about what marks you get on the floor or any crazy thing like that. And our home is brick and vinyl siding, but the interior of it is all wood floors, wood walls, brick, and we spent the last 10 years, Travis,
Yeah, more.
working on all of that. Yeah,
And
we
let me.
removed. Go
I-
ahead.
I'm going to give some details about Ed's home and a little bit about ours. I gave some about ours, but Ed's kitchen. Now, as you mentioned, wood floors throughout the house. Big brick wall in the kitchen. Now, the other side of that brick wall is a big brick fireplace in the living room. Are you raising your hand to talk there, Crystal?
No,
Okay, just checking. And in that living room is shelves, floor to ceiling, that Ed's wife built because she's a fucking awesome carpenter.
She's
Full
a
of
hell a
DVDs,
carpenter.
like 12-foot wall, floor to ceiling DVDs. The kitchen has hanging racks with cast iron cookware. The kitchen counter is broken shale. No, it's not marble. What kind of?
It's actually wood now. We
Oh.
built. We took wood flooring and built a wood countertop now.
Motherfucker! Since we've been there?
Yeah. It was there last time you were here.
No, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
Probably.
it
I
was.
totally noticed. Would have no. Anyhow, moving on.
You know, let me tell you something. I love Ed and Teresa's house.
Yeah.
When you walk in, it is so like relaxing and comfortable, and you feel welcomed. It is wonderful.
By the way, it's still totally clean and neat. It is not slovenly in that kind of relaxed fashion. It is just
Not right now.
swords on the wall. You go down to its split level, and you go down to the bottom half level, and he's got a full. It could be a medieval bar, it could be a 1880s bar, it could be a modern cabin, but hanging racks with the wine glasses and other drinks, the full bar, the kind of picnic table style wood plank table, and then another wall with shelves that Teresa built of all the stuff that they've canned. And then you go upstairs to the other split level, and there's the rooms and everything, and it's just so them. Now, if you don't know them, you will get to know them just by walking in their house. It is them. In Andrea's and my house, you walk into the living room. Coziness is the key, says Gary. And that was in response to Andrea's question of what makes your house a home. In our living room, first of all, 2 huge fucking cat trees, because we're cat people. Crazy cat people, motherfuckers. You got a whole wall of Star Wars pictures, including mashups with like the old couple from Up, but they're like Han and Leia. or that classic Norman Rockwell picture of that kid on the bench with his baseball bat with the girl and the setting sun. But it's got two suns, and the teddy bear is a Wookiee, and it's Han and Leia as children. Um, we've got other stuff like that. Hey, Ray, good to see you. But our living room is one very specific personality. Our hallway is done like a fairy eve, like in the forest, and it's got pictures with people we've met at conventions, famous people like Data from Star Trek, or oh my god, what's her name, who's in Guardians of the Galaxy and Doctor Who? Andrea?
Not Amy Pond. Oh, I can't remember now that you asked me.
Anyhow, Andrea's office, you can see behind her. My office, you probably see quite often. The bedroom has swords on what we call our bedroom, the most offensive room in the house, because that's where weapons are kept.
That's where the toys are.
Well, that too.
Well, we have swords. We have swords and everything all over the walls.
I have swords in my bedroom too when I go in there.
Hey, how you doing? Getting a flashback to that John Ritter film with the glow-in-the-dark condoms. So, and Wordwind says, my house is old stone and wood. I hate that the owners felt they had to put carpet, in part due to the damage from the last occupants.
Yeah, I know where she's coming from with that. Yeah, I love wood, stone, iron finishes. My wife teases me because we had company coming over one day, and we had the atypical, I don't know what you call it, plastic wood cabinets.
Okay.
And I'm standing at the bottom of the stairs, and I'm looking around, and we got the brick and the wood, and we got cast iron. It's like, those fucking cabinets got to go. It became a project.
Oh, okay, Andrea, I'm feeling a project coming on. Even if we take the doors off the cabinets, spray paint them silver, get new doors that are less wood carved. I'm just saying. Anyhow, it might be a winter project.
Thanks, Ed.
I can show you how to build barn doors.
Well, it would have to go with the space diner thing and help freak out the people who buy
Your
the house.
kitchen is a space diner. Yeah. So, like in the kitchen, because it is a space diner, it looks like it's panels riveted together, and then there's a space scene. We took down all the molding and chair rail, and it is silver, spray painted it like that shiny metal silver. It is a space diner.
I think maybe the most exciting thing about my current home is the fact that I have my writing area, which is not something that I always had. Have 4 walls and a bed, which is not something I always had. And just having a place to be able to work and shut my door if I need to is really super
It's
nice.
important.
This is a very temporary living situation. Although we've actually lived here for a little over 2 years. We live in California, so rent is ridiculous. Like we have a 3-bedroom apartment. My roommate has the big bedroom, and me and my husband have one tiny bedroom, and my daughter has the other tiny bedroom. And when I say tiny, I mean there's not really a whole lot of space to walk except for on the bed. And my dog, who's a Great Dane Bull Mastiff, and he's huge. The only place that he's able to stretch out is by crawling under the bed, and he stretches out under there. So I have a very tiny, tiny living space, but I've got all the people that I love, and that's the main thing. We are looking into buying a house sometime
And your
soon.
dog.
My dog's yes. Well, he's one of the people. Don't tell him he's adopted.
I'm just imagining explaining to the dog, no, you just look different because I cheated on Daddy.
The milkman.
Did it doggy style. That's the only reason you look different. Okay, so building your dream home. Money's no object. You can do whatever you want, as big or as small, as exotic, as crazy. Please keep it on planet Earth. And I say that, on the other hand,
Are you sure?
No, absolutely not. You can fuck off and put it wherever you want, because this is the dream home, and yeah, we don't always dream on planet Earth. I'm
Alpha
just
I want a
Centauri.
hobbit hole with Wi-Fi. If I can just have a hobbit hole with Wi-Fi and a big old pantry and a nice kitchen, I'll be happy.
Oh yeah, no,
There you
exactly.
go.
Like the movie version of the Hobbit Hole. That pantry was awesome, by the way. A fucking great pantry. No TV then?
You know, we do have a TV and we watch it when we have time, but we have not had a TV in our living room as a family in a very long time. Right now there's a TV in there because that's my roommate's baby's room.
Right.
The roommate's baby, that's her bedroom, is the living room. But normally we don't have a TV in the living room. We have a TV in our bedroom. My daughter has a TV in her room, but the living room is an area for us to get together and eat and read and do family stuff, play board games and shit.
Oh, wow.
I-
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I agree. I love if I have a place big enough, and I did this in my last house. The living room had no TV because I wanted that to be a room where you sit together, hang out, and do something besides watch TV. Now, I did have a separate room because I had the space available. I had a separate room that I called my media room, and I had my DVDs and TV and surround sound, and it was a 25 by 25. It was a double car garage that they had enclosed before I lived there. So when I got it, I'm like, it echoes. Put up surround sound. Now, this was the old days
That's awesome.
where you actually had 4 speakers and like 50 feet of wire to get them all the way around the room. But yeah, and by the way, the AC was not as good in that room. So yeah, if you're gonna go watch TV in the summer, wear shorts and a tank top. If it's in the winter, wear your onesie. Preferably with the
Naked
footies.
Lord of the Rings marathon.
Yeah. Well, not. Well,
I've done that.
I really do feel like before it gets too old, we need to have a hot tub broadcast at Ed's house.
Would you like butter on that, sir?
Okay, anytime.
Let's do a hot tub talk at the tavern one night.
That's right.
You coming to Virginia?
We're on the other coast. It might be a bit of a trip for you.
Bring your dog.
There we go. He's got room.
We could all get in our respective hot tubs.
Do you have a hot tub also?
Oh, we're in an apartment, so we have that hot tub. It's not turned on right now because COVID, but when the hot tub gets turned back on.
And by the way,
You're in business.
Wordwin says, well, best to define it as Wi-Fi connected to good internet. Yeah. That is one thing I want in my next house. Good internet. Because of all the things
Yes.
I do.
Ooh.
Can't work without internet, so I have to have internet.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, Wordwin
Because
says,
if my clients can't reach me, they'll assume that I flaked off and I don't get paid.
what'd you say, Andrea?
I was gonna say, well, so my dream home, I want a castle.
Stained glass castle, like old Ireland, flaming
Yes.
heart with bearskin rug castle.
By the way,
Yes, I want a castle.
I have something to add this. By castle, it means no windows on the first floor, by the way. Because that way, zombie apocalypse, they ain't fucking getting in.
Yeah.
Go on, Andrea.
But it has to have good Wi-Fi throughout the whole castle. And indoor plumbing and good heating and air, because I know castles are drafty and all that stuff. I want good insulation. Want a castle. I also want like a courtyard in the middle of it so I can grow my garden. So if I want to cook, hey, I want to cook this, I go out to my garden, I pick it, and I go to the kitchen. And then Travis cooks it.
And then we get drunk and play hide and seek in Andrea's castle.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's fair.
In
Plan.
costume.
Which, by the way, the second floor of the castle, and you can put windows on the first floor, but they have to be small windows high up.
You know, defensive purpose,
Right.
you know.
Right. But with the castle, the second floor, that's where the guest rooms are. So we don't have to walk our old fat asses up the stairs to get to the bedroom.
Just to
And a
get-
dumbwaiter. Dumbwaiter for taking snacks directly from the kitchen to the bedroom area.
Oh, and I would also like a waiter and a
Fine.
maid.
Can't include slaves in your castle
They're not slaves. We pay
unless
them.
they're Canadian.
Unless they're,
Okay,
it's
it's okay.
yeah. We actually want an older
Just
couple.
call me Cabana Boy. I'll deliver for free.
There you go.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, Ed. We've gone on, and we'll go on for like an hour about just that. What about you?
Not so much home as property. 20 acres or more.
Uh-huh. And then what?
I just want
Labyrinths of
woods.
bushes.
I want woods. I want trees. I want a place to plant a garden, as Andrea says. Home, 1,400 square feet, and I'll be happy.
Okay, is that going to give you a room for everything you have? Well, actually, you added on, so you don't need all that extra room. You need your bedroom.
Right. I don't need the extra room. I
You
have
need a
now.
good kitchen, though.
Outdoor kitchen.
Year round?
Ooh,
Sure.
yeah, 2 kitchens.
I
Indoor
burn
kitchen.
steaks on the grill now in the middle of winter. I smoke meat in the middle of winter. So yeah.
By the way,
outdoor kitchen.
Ed will realize this. In colonial period, even up to the late 1800s, kitchens were largely outdoors.
Mhm.
And in the winter, at least of the rich people who had servants who would cook food in the winter, they would drop tarps as walls because it was so hot you didn't want a kitchen in your house in the summertime. But in the winter, you drop those tarps, leave the door open, that kitchen kind of heats your whole house. So
Heats the
All
whole
your
house, yeah.
neighbors smell what you're cooking and come over and hang out.
and get shot.
That's okay.
I mean, yes, I mean, come over and eat. By the way, Wordwin has thrown a few comments in. My dream home is a clean. Hold on. Things scrolled. My dream home is a clean dome area in a natural cave. The dome is so the cave isn't damaged. And Wordwin also says I did a design for a castle-like home. It was a four family towers with tall walls between and a large courtyard. Okay, that's kind of cool. So each tower is a separate home, and you could have 4 people living in the castle in separate wings. Another dream is an Italian villa.
Fine.
That's polyamory again.
Yes.
And Gary says there's an entire neighborhood of these houses 3 miles from me. Would love to live. Very cozy. So basically, I can't show this on the podcast, but hold on, let me see if I can't look at it here in the live broadcast. Okay, so these look like kind of
Can we have a pool?
Edwardian Tudor homes. Those are nice. What'd you say?
Oh, I said, can we have a indoor swimming pool with a rock waterfall too while we're at it?
Whatever you like.
See, that's something Andrea and I have discussed is the indoor thing in the castle, or not castle, however it turns out. Having an indoor greenhouse, what's it called, Andrea? What's it?
Conservatory.
Conservatory.
Ooh.
But also having some sort of, indoor pond, because the problem with outdoor ponds is leaves fall in it, clogs your filter, etc., etc. So, oops, sorry, that's me. See, where I mentioned the living room, I want no TV so I can sit and talk. I want a separate media room. I want a room which is set up specifically with multiple recliners. So, yeah, Andrew and I can sit in ours, but if other people come visit, we could put on a movie on like just a 10 or 12-foot screen, nothing crazy. I also want my bar and gaming area with stuff in it so I can smoke a cigar without smoking up the room. I want that proper ventilation and I want the gaming table for tabletop role-playing games, but a whole bar. Now that gaming table, I want to be able to put a top on it so you can eat on it, but a dartboard and all this other stuff. So it's a socializing room, but I can go down and have a smoke without worrying about everything smelling like smoke.
And I need secret passages, so Nerf gun wars.
Okay, let's talk about
She
secret
wants
passages.
the ninja house.
Well, we want secret passages
I want the house from 2.
to move from room to room, but I also want a secret passage that leads 300 feet away from the house. And I want that secret passage to be inside the safe room. So if something happens, you have this extra pantry, not just a room with like one chair and electronic monitors, but I want it to be, this is where we store certain things. And this is, if you go into that room because somebody breaks into your house, you can get the fuck out of your own house. And Wordwin says, my arch
Or a trapdoor leading to your fallout bunker.
Kind of, but by trapdoor, I mean like something I can walk down without breaking a hip. Batman pulls behind the bookcase. I don't know. You flip back Shakespeare's head and press the button, or press the 3 keys on the piano, and the bookcase slides to one side. And Wordwin says, my Arch 302 project was a home with an indoor pool garden area next to the living room. Not too worried about the pool thing. I've never been a big pool guy.
Neither have I. Love my hot tub, but a pool, I don't know.
Too much work.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So, all right. Now, I would love to have a castle with secret passages and a garden and all those things. That would be if I had all the monies. But a more practical one that I would really like to have is something that is self-sustainable with solar panels. So you don't have to worry about if power goes out or even being on the grid. Something that has a well, so you have water. You can have your own garden and everything. Just kind of a self-sustaining home.
You know,
That would be the more practical thing that I would like to have.
I've thought about this, and with the well, I mean, if you're on city water, you got city water, but I'd still want a well anyway, going to maybe one bathroom and a septic system from that one bathroom. So everything else could be on city. But if something did happen, even just a snowstorm, you can have a generator within an enclosed room that, you know, that way the zombie apocalypse, the neighbors don't hear a fucking generator going. But you could turn it on and still be able to power the pump for the well and flush your toilets and maybe even.
Well, see, that's where solar panels would come into. You don't have to worry about keeping gas or the generator and all that. You would have the power of the sun.
Like Superman in Superman 3.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have a propane generator as a backup.
There you
They're
go.
quieter.
Are they? Okay, good to know. Good to know. But yeah, I'd like to be self-sustainable. That way, whether it's, you know, oh, this horrible thing happened, or whether it's, you know, winter storm, hurricane, whatever reason your power goes out for more than a couple hours, you can still go, I've got this. I'm fine. And this is...
Well, so I actually saw a house that is self-sustainable, and Ed would like it because there is a hot tub kind of in the living room area. But it had solar panels and it had skylights and stone floors so that when the sun come in, it would heat the floors to heat the home. It had the wells. And when you walk in, it looks like you're outside because there was like a fountain and trees and all kinds of things growing. But there were rooms, you know, along the side. You go past the little garden and there's the kitchen. So you can pick your herbs and things and cook it in the kitchen. But it's a self-sustaining home. And behind some of the bushes in the living room, there was a hot tub. It was really neat. I have the plans for it.
So we would have to sweep the living room, not just for cat dust bunnies, but also autumn.
It was. It had orange trees. It didn't have like leaf
Yeah,
trees.
I'm guessing you get tropical trees, so they flourish year round.
Yeah.
I gotta get me one of those.
A hookah or an orange tree?
Yeah. Yeah, she's just, I gotta get me one of those now.
Are you gonna get the red gummy bear flavor?
Sure.
Oh, you know what's really good is blueberry and lemon with mint. After you start mixing flavors, that's when it gets really exciting.
Andrea and I had one, but we just didn't use it often enough to. Yeah, we ended up passing it on. Just
We have 4 of them, but this one is our favorite.
okay. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, like I said, ours looked a lot like that, except it had the 2 tubes coming out of it.
Yeah, if you have friends over that like different flavors or whatever, and you're having a party, you can. Whew, you can have multiple hookahs going at once. Great.
So Word One says, I live in the South and solar panels would be nice just for AC. Yeah, I get that.
Here's another thing I'd like. Before building the house, knowing what direction the sun comes from, so you don't put all the damn windows on that side. Because I like a nice sunlit room. I just don't want to have a broiler built into one side of my house.
And depends on where you want to put your TV too. You don't want glare all over it.
Well,
True.
I think you might have missed the thing with the TV. I just want a media room where it's enclosed and padded and has recliners and
Padded. What kind of
Padded.
friends you having in your media room?
there's a reason the movie theater is padded. It's
Yeah, right.
because I throw people against the wall when they don't shut the fuck up.
They get locked in the sex swing. Hang them up. Hang them up with the ball gag and tell them to shut the fuck up.
That's another show. We gotta have that show.
That's a different type of home there.
Oh, that's just the dungeon of your castle, Andrea.
Well, and,
Show topic: favorite sex toys.
so, like, my answer for that whole thing is Andrea. Anything else is just, icing on the Andrea.
Icing on Andrea.
More cream on the Andrea. All right, that's another show too. Sorry.
Oh, by the way, I got a pop of what's his name, Bill Murray from Ghostbusters, and apparently it was after he slimed, but they didn't make the slime green; they made it
Peter
white.
Venkman.
Peter Venkman. So it totally looks like it was Peter Venkman Bukkake Party.
Oh.
Yeah, true story there. So what, Andrew?
So you had it.
And you might want
She
to
froze.
reset your internet real quick.
There's a glitch in the matrix.
There is. And Barker, good to see you. How are
There
you?
is. And we're not even talking about politics tonight.
Is the government shutting down our sex swing chat? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well,
Andrea, you look okay now. You're not frozen anymore. You might be all right to just
okay.
yeah. What'd you say now?
I said that's why you had to get it. You had to get that one.
It's true. It's true. If he had green slime, I would have been like, oh, okay. But no, white jizz all over him. I'm like, yeah, I'm bringing that home.
What
Not
is that
something-
on there? Oh my goodness.
That is something I've never said about a man covered in jizz ever before.
He's a keeper.
I've been slimed. Yeah, you were. That's right, Parker. Welcome to the talk of the tavern. This is how this part goes. We're recording
We're
the
like
live.
3 drinks in at this point.
Ooh, I'm a whole bottle of wine in at this point, so.
I am a teetotaler and haven't had
Like you
anything.
said,
Mm.
As we all take a moment to take a drink.
It just goes silent.
oh my goodness.
Okay, so with the castle concept, or even a house built like that, with the lower level, with the basement, is where I want the media room because it's better soundproofing underground. I also want the bar and tavern that I mentioned with the gaming table and the bookshelves and the good ventilation for cigars down there. But this is also where I want the panic room with that 300-foot tunnel leading out. Again, because if I have to lock myself in a panic room, I wouldn't be able to get the fuck out. If whoever it is I'm panicking
And
about doesn't leave.
down there too.
What's that?
You should have your guns in there too.
No,
Mhm.
no. Guns go in every room, not one room. That's right, Ed. There's a reason you don't see the whole sound booth. But yeah, they're distributed.
It's everywhere.
Now,
It's kind of like the cat. They're throughout the house.
indeed. Now, you may keep the mass of your guns in one room. Because keep in mind, Ed, I'll ask this very basic question of you, sir. What is a handgun for?
To fight your way to your long gun.
That's right. So, you put a handgun in every room. The long guns are over there. And you use a handgun until you can get to the long guns. Not that any of us have any weapons at all. Just to be clear.
No, not at all. I lost all of mine in a fishing accident.
Big
Oh, the
fish.
crazy fish.
Barker? Yes. And not even on our dream home, just so you know.
Could you imagine the person who actually catches that fish and cuts it open?
It's going to have to be like a grouper or a tuna or something to hold all that.
I'm
Gary
just
said,
thinking, okay, for my catapult, for my castle, I need catapults.
to get rid of family when they stay too long. Time to go, Grandma. Get in the fucking catapult.
Whee!
I can see my house from here. No, you can't. You're senile. Barker says secret compartments in your house via guns. That would be epic. And Gary says regarding guns, nope, none here.
None here either.
That's right. There is a reason you have secret compartments and secret passages, because they're fucking secret. And the only people you know are the ones you would be in a polyamorous relationship with. Yeah, your close friends know where the things are, or where they could be. But yeah, defense is important also, which is why, no windows. Now, that being said, I would definitely put a TV on a wall, like an outer wall, with a camera on the other side so that TV constantly displays the outside like a window. I'd be okay with that. Until the power goes out. Then, those like little cat ramps we have going all the way around the 20-foot ceiling in the living room? Yeah, those actually support our weight so we can get up there and look out those other fucking windows that are off the ground level.
If you have solar panels and wind turbines, you shouldn't have to worry about power for a while.
It's true.
That's what I'm saying.
But in a apocalyptic type situation, you don't want anything that makes any extra noise to draw people to your place. And wind turbines would, solar panels would not. And by the way, okay, couple things here. Wordwin says, we don't have sharks with lasers, but this big fin tuna has an AR-15. Joe, good to see you, man. How are you? Barker says, how much would the power be via Dreamhouse Castle? Barker, surprisingly low because of the thickness of the walls creating insulation, the solar panels on the ceiling, the wind turbines, etc. Natural heating through...
Turbine.
What's that?
I don't want turbines, just solar panels.
I want wind turbines.
What if you have a motorized bicycle that makes power and you just put that third wife on that bicycle?
Sounds great.
Andrea, we're going to need a third
She'd
wife.
kill me.
And I'm just curious, who's the
It's a
second
third
wife?
so that means that there has to be 3 wives. In addition.
Well, they don't have to be my wife, so I'll just wrangle them up and put them there.
Hold on, quick announcement. I just want to say, Joe popped in, unpacking from a trip, but he says, I just got my official acceptance letter from medical school. I have a seat for the fall.
All right.
Oh, we got to drink to that.
That's worth interrupting.
Here, here.
Here's to you, Joe. Well done, buddy.
Medical school, no.
You got this.
Now we know
shit.
who to call to treat our bullet wounds.
Did you say our bookworm?
Because I will inevitably accidentally shoot myself in the foot or
Oh,
something.
bullet wounds. I thought you said bookworms.
No, maybe it'll be like an arrow to the foot or something, but I see it happening.
See, actually, Crystal, with you as my team captain on my launches, I really want to have a bad case of bookworms, which means nerdy people who loved what I'm writing to show up and go, can I come in your castle?
They just hide in the sex
Wow.
dungeon and write reviews for your books. That's all they do all day.
Ooh. It's and Joe is
Sounds like a plan.
Joe's clarified. He's qualified for that. Shoot all you want. Just shoot responsibly and don't hit an artery. See? So, yeah. Okay, back to the topic of the podcast now. We got about 15 minutes left, 10 minutes before we do the wrap up. Okay, so dream home. I want to talk about kitchens. I love to cook. Now, Ed, you've mentioned you wanted really Florida. I'm sorry, Joe just mentioned where he's going, Florida State. And is that near
Awesome, cool.
Jacksonville? Or is that the one, am I thinking of Miami? Anyhow, congratulations. That's awesome. Watch out
That
for the
is
flooding.
amazing.
Crystal?
What kind of doctor are you going to be? Is that an okay thing to ask somebody?
Yeah, I think it is. I've asked it
Yeah.
before and I forget. So, oh, you know what else I want to talk about? Dream bathroom. Because first of all, I want a bidet, a real fucking bidet.
As long as it has a bidet, I don't care.
But Ed, I also want that walk-in tiled shower with a real bench in it that I can sit down on, or the cats can, depending on the cat. But I want that wall, and I want the whole bathroom to be tiled, so when I go to clean my bathroom, I can spray it with whatever, and then hook up a fucking garden hose and just spray that shit down. Which
Yeah.
means your
I
sink.
want multiple shower heads that have their individual
Yes.
temperature controls so
Yes.
that husband can have his nasty lukewarm shower and I can
Oh.
scald my skin off if I want to.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's multiple shower heads with multiple controls. I don't need more than really...
And surround sound.
Huh?
And surround sound, so you can have music or TV in there while you're showering and chilling under the water.
Yeah.
Never
Or audiobook. Because I often listen to audiobooks in the shower. But yeah, absolutely. So I could play my blues or jazz or disco funk, depending on the time of the day for my shower. But I only need 3 shower heads. Now, 2 of them at head height. 1 of them lower for Andrea when she wants to shower without washing her hair. Now, more is
That's
optional.
very important.
It
Sometimes
is.
you just don't want wet hair.
Yeah, because a lot of women, especially when you have a massive hair, or if you're not, frankly, a white chick, you don't want to get your fucking hair wet every goddamn time. Ed, you're looking confused. What's
Not
up?
to mention, if you have colorful hair, the more you wash it, the faster your color comes out.
Yeah, Ed, you're not a white woman. You're calm down. Ed, you wash your head every time you go in there. and me
Both
with
of
my
them.
little short hair, I do too. Both of them.
I
All
want to
3.
get back to kitchens.
Okay, we'll get to the kitchens in a second. Here's what I will say. I want the sink and mirror in a separate room. That way, If somebody wants to do their makeup, brush their teeth, frankly, I can be on the potty and have private time, or be steaming the hell out of the bathroom in the shower, and somebody else still could go in there and go, I can't fucking see. Yes,
I will take it a step further and say that the toilet should have its own room completely so that nobody in the shower has to smell you
Yeah.
sitting on the toilet.
Yeah, and also somebody can use the toilet without the shower. Right? Yeah, I mean
Yes.
without anything ever.
So 3 separate bathrooms, one that's more like a vanity brush your teeth area, one that's for pottying, and one that is for showering.
How about the closet? Do we need a closet where you can actually get dressed in the closet with the full-length mirror that you can actually see yourself in? This way
I mean,
can
it's
get
nice
dressed at
if we're dreaming,
6.
and that's a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, if Andrea is sleeping and I want to get fully dressed, I don't have to do it in the dark. And Wordwin says, one of the greatest things about this old house is the water pressure is crazy. Someone can use the sink, the washing machine can be going, and the shower doesn't lose pressure. Then Wordwin says,
Whoa.
makeup room,
Nice.
potty room, bathing room. Yes. Yes.
So water pressure is very important, especially if you're on well water or whatever and you have a bidet. It is not consistent.
Oh, it is true. There's some days it's a gentle wish that you get clean. Other days it's an enema. It's such a true story. Oh my God. Crystal, what the hell did you just get?
What is that?
Crystal muted.
I just had my husband pass me his Father's Day present from last year, which took a very long time to get here because it was busy aging. This is Brothers Bond straight bourbon, and it's pretty nice. Did you guys ever watch The Vampire Diaries at all?
No.
Bit.
Okay,
Like,
the two
go on.
the two hot male actors from The Vampire Diaries were always drinking bourbon in the show, which they also did on set, and they formed this beautiful bromance and bonded to the point where they are lifelong friends. And they decided after the show was over that they were going to make their own whiskey, and that is where this came from. And it's pretty awesome, but it took a long time to get done. We had to pre-order it like a year in advance. It was great.
Oh wow.
Was it reasonably priced?
It was like $60 for
That's
a bottle.
reasonably priced.
So
yeah.
It's not out of the realm of possibility, but it's not, cheap either.
So I'm curious. Now, you just poured yourself a bit? Are
Yeah,
you gonna...
I think it's a sipping thing.
He wants to watch you drink it.
How is it?
Very oaky.
And
It's nice.
Barker
can
asked,
taste the wood.
what is it called?
Brothers Bond.
And is it a bourbon or a whiskey?
It is a bourbon.
Brothers Bond.
It's from
'Cause
Vampire Diaries.
If I understand it right, not all whiskeys are bourbon, but all bourbons are whiskey.
Correct.
Correct.
Just like same with scotch. All scotches are whiskeys.
Bourbon is typically one that you don't mix with things. If I also understand that right, I'm not a bourbon.
Unless it's
connoisseur. My
Jack
husband is
Daniels,
the
then yeah,
bourbon
just
guy.
fucking mix that with some shit. Because
Jack Daniels isn't bourbon; it's Tennessee whiskey.
is it okay? The same for Jim Beam. Okay.
Jim Beam is actually a bourbon.
Well, if it's regular Jim Beam, put it in something. If it's they're double oak, which I
But
have
it's,
some over there. That's good stuff.
Double Oak is very good.
Okay, Dream Kitchens. We'll wrap this up with Dream Kitchens.
Outdoor.
Outdoor, says Ed. So just like,
outdoor pizza oven, big fucking outdoor fireplace that I can roast stuff in, man.
Okay.
Not a spectacular cook, but I would like to be. So I would like it to be a diverse space where I can learn and stretch my legs, but I would also like it to be big enough to entertain so I don't have to be all by myself while I'm cooking, because I am codependent. I want my friend or my husband's or friends
plural
or my husband or whoever happens to be over hanging out with me while I cook. That sounds nice.
See, one thing I love about a kitchen is, yeah, the last house I lived in, I could have done this. I wanted to knock out the wall because the kitchen was right next to a big L-shaped living room, dining room combo. And I wanted to knock out that wall between the kitchen and put a bar there. Because who doesn't
Yeah.
like hanging out in the fucking kitchen and you're like, get the fuck out of my kitchen. I want to talk to you, but don't stand there. I'm working.
Ooh,
And we're doing
multiple sinks.
multiple what?
Oh, multiple sinks. You know how you have the one sink that's for, washing dishes and stuff as you're cooking, and the other one is for washing hands and people coming in to help you and stuff? That's nice.
Dream Kitchen
Counter
says
space,
Wordwind.
Wordwind says.
Wordwind says Dream Kitchen, counter space. Yes, you need a place for the appliances, your good stuff. No, who else said something that got cut off? Andrea or Crystal, somebody said something.
No, Crystal was reading.
Oh.
The thing about.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, weird.
I'm just an interrupting crowd, so I could have interrupted anyone at any point in time.
So,
move.
Okay, those all sound like wonderful kitchens. I want one like on Star Trek that you just punch in what you want and it replicates. That's my kind of cooking.
Earl Grey, hot.
Tea, Earl Grey, hot.
Yes.
Wonderful. I
No.
love it.
Barker says, I would like more storage. I like to bake from scratch and collect different types of cookie cutters, chocolate, shape cutters, etc. Wordwin says there's no room in my kitchen for other people. 3 dogs get in the way. Now, my kitchen, because I love to cook, first of all, plenty of cabinet space, because I like different glasses for different things. Secondly, I want a double oven. I want to be able to put something in the oven and then a casserole or pies or whatever in the other oven. I want 6 burners, because when I'm cooking a big meal for a lot of people, you need more than 4. I also want an indoor kitchen and an outdoor kitchen. Again, we're looking at the apocalyptic situation. Ed mentioned, big outdoor pizza oven, etc. Yeah, and I don't want it to all run on propane outdoors. But indoors, I also need plenty of pantry space because I don't like to store my portable appliances on the counter. I don't want my blender and my George Foreman and my air fryer all sitting out. I want to put it away and then be able to pull it out. And I need that space. I also want space for stuff I've canned. And I like to buy 20-pound bags of rice. So I need a place to put all that fucking rice in airtight containers.
Oh, you can't see it.
Nah, you can turn off your background. We can see it. It's, but yeah, oh, that's a nice oven Gary just linked up.
I also imagine that Andrea's kitchen is going to have just clusters of herbs and spices drying in the window in the sun. So just very kitchen witch style, just all
You know what I'm thinking? On the side of the kitchen, Crystal, put a bay window. But a tall bay window so the cats can't get to the fucking herbs drying up top of the bay window. And then that cushion seat below so Andrea can sit there and kick back while I'm cooking.
Well, that's why, see, cats, that is a big thing. They can't get to it. That's why all my herbs drying are in here in my office.
It's true. It's true. But yeah, space first and foremost in a kitchen. Space. These teeny little galley kitchens, even if I lived alone, I need more space in the galley kitchen thing I have right now. It's let alone,
Have you ever lived in a big trailer?
Uh-huh.
You make it work. It's not pleasant,
No.
but you make it work.
Yeah, you make it work, and it's all
You're chopping veggies in bed.
Okay. For closing thoughts, by the way, now everybody can see behind Ed all the stuff he's canned. Well, not all of it.
Yeah.
About a third, maybe half of what he's canned. So here's what I want to do for closing thoughts. In a house like this that we're talking about, that one thing just for you.
I want my library. I want a library like Beauty and the Beast.
Oh,
With a writing area. and, spot for my easel so I can paint shit really terribly because I am not that good of an artist.
What kind of painting do you do?
I used to do oils, but I haven't in a long time. Now I stick to just digital painting on my iPad because, it's space and
So you wouldn't need a
supplies.
big easel for the iPad anymore.
Don't need a lot of space for an iPad, but if I had unlimited crafting area, I'd have all kinds of stuff. Potter's wheel, sculpting area, be awesome.
Andrea?
I want a conservatory. That's the main thing. I want a conservatory for all my plants and herbs and things I do.
Ed?
Do you sew too?
Mhm.
Nice. So you're gonna have to have a sewing room with all your fabric and your yarn and shit.
I have so much yarn.
Ed?
Well, I guess since I just recently outed myself on a polyamory show, I can't say Teresa. But a model room. I love building military models, and I'd really love a room just dedicated to doing that again.
Do you do miniatures for Dungeons and Dragons and stuff too, or like
I
terrain?
I have a castle that I built. It's packed up now and put away, but I did Dungeons and Dragons, lead figures, blah 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 through
That's
the years.
cool.
So yeah.
Now mine I mentioned already. I want my pub. So I want a full bar. I want it all in woods similar to what Ed has behind him or darker. But this room I want it to open up into the gaming room with the bookshelves, as Wordowin just mentioned, with glass covers because I have cats and I don't need fur all up in there. And I want the gaming table where I can seat comfortably 6
Extra
people.
fur is nice, man.
Crowd 8 people. But also I want that to be able to, I can smoke in there, so that great ventilation, and the dartboard, and maybe on the other side a pool table, which I would have to cover because I have cats, like I said, so we got to be able to take that shit away. But yeah, that itself would be like a 25 by 20 room just to get what I wanted in that room.
So I'm picturing Travis hanging out behind the bar and just
Go
polishing
big
a
or go
glass
home.
and smoking a cigar. And Andrea is chilling over in the sitting part, knitting, and the rest of us are just in there drinking and causing trouble.
That sounds awesome.
Sounds great.
And
I can be the
Wordowin,
bouncer, Ed can be the bouncer.
couple closing thoughts from other people. Gary says his room would be a library with great art. Wordowin says mine would be a combination library with glass-covered bookcases, an indoor garden with a big table in the middle for gaming. And a few years ago, I hooked up with some people, worked for a company where I could order yarn for wholesale prices. Okay, great show.
Man,
Yeah, I know.
Awesome, guys.
We could just go on with this, couldn't we? Let's pour one more drink for me. Let's raise a
I'm
glass. Well, raise an
Oh
empty
shit!
glass.
I'll have to drink.
he's gonna
Jack
imaginary drink. You can't toast with an empty glass. That's bad
I'll
luck.
drink Jack Daniels out of a
Ooh,
wine glass.
are you okay?
Ooh.
You me send somebody?
Fancy.
You're so classy.
Okay. Now, 2 quotes. The one from Cogsley applies. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. From Mark Twain right there. Now, mine
Here.
is make your current, same thing as the beginning, kind of. Ed's already drinking. Calm down.
Oh, sorry. Premature ejaculation there.
Hey.
Sorry.
Here's
Drinkulation.
to dreaming in your home and making your dream home.
Here.
Let's do that outro, and we'll catch you guys again next time.
Before we go, I want to remind everyone that you can email us at
That's
talkthetavernshow@gmail.com to let us know your thoughts on the show's topic, suggest another topic that you'd like to hear us discuss, or just have us read a message out on air to someone in your life. Thanks for supporting the show by downloading the podcast, sharing it on social media, grabbing some shirt stickers and mugs from bit.ly/tavern merch, or barware patches and hats from bit.ly/tavern merch too. That's bit.ly/tavern merch or tavern merch and the number 2. too. Thanks to everyone who joined us live at twitch.tv/Travis Tavern Talk, and everyone who supports the Tavern by subscribing, hosting, throwing bits, raids, and most of all, commenting. Thanks for joining us in the discussion shenanigans tonight. You are the one thing that makes the show what it is. Don't forget to join us at the Tavern next week. Until then, have fun, keep learning, and be good to one another. Now, raise your glass in good cheer. Enjoy the small moments every day and steamy dreams every night.